Just had more visitors. This time the cat's turned up. Baby's not quite sure what to think. A little nervous, as the cats in the wild would be predators to them, servals and larger cats. So it's natural instinct for them to be wary. So up on the perch we have Reggae, who is with Brew, and she's now carrying him around properly. He's clinging on. So I've just let Martha in, and these two seem to really like Martha. She's very good with the babies. She's lip smacking and hugging them both. So Martha, for those who remember, last year Martha was the one in the intro cage looking after Button and Rene. So she was in here for quite a while, so she's used to being inside, and she's very good with the babies. So I'm just going to keep her in for a while, just so the two get used to her as well, and then that gives us another adult female to rotate, so they don't all have to stay in constantly. And see if she bonds with one of these two, Punim or Cupcake in particular. And also to see how Reggae and Martha get on in the cage together. Martha is one of the highest ranked in the troop. She's part of the alpha group, whereas Reggae is not. She's a little lower ranked. So you can see Bruce getting a little correction bite because he's being a bit too clingy. So this is all part of their education, their monkey etiquette education. So they've got to learn how to behave properly. Yeah, it's all part of the tough love. They're not allowed to be too clingy. So he's got to learn the hard way, unfortunately, but he'll pick it up. So these two females look like they get on very well together. And Punim, I think Punim just needs a mom, needs an adult to cling to. And then who knows, Cupcake can maybe have a bit more freedom. And if we get Paradise in, who knows, maybe Paradise will take to Cupcake.
The difficult part when you've got a bunch of little orphans and you're trying to introduce them is that they sometimes get very attached to each other. So it's difficult to get them to accept the mom, and whenever a mom comes around, they sort of use each other as the safety net. So this is something we have to keep an eye on all the time, and the reason sometimes we'll take one or two of them out of the enclosure while a mom gets used to them, just so that they can start getting that attachment to the mother. The moms also play an important part. You'll see they don't always just force themselves onto the youngsters, so it's also something to try and coax the little ones to come over to them. Although you can see they do have a favorite. Little Brew seems to be the main one at the moment that the moms really do like. So they are going to go for him, but they do seem to look after them all and are concerned about all of them. So here you can see they're all sort of climbing away from mom. They're all going into their little group. They're not as frightened of her as you remember in the earlier or the previous episode. So they are more used to her now and don't mind her being around. So this slowly gets better and better as time goes on.
So we've got Poonam, Cupcake and Brew, and they've settled really quickly, especially Cupcake, who's only been in here for just over an hour. And it's really great that they're comfortable being up high around the sleeping perch, as it's important that at night time they stay up there with the mum. I actually put this branch in at the last second before we started, as I thought it might help them up there, and it seems to have done the trick. Gives them something to play on up there, as opposed to having to use the fencing to move around. So it's just a little addition that we need to think about when we're doing with the babies, as the adults don't have a problem jumping around off the branches, whereas the babies just need a little more help. And you see Martha is very good to the rescue. So this is Brew, which seems to be the chosen one, but he's also a little bit of a screamer, so good to see Poonam's giving Cupcake a break. So a good thing with Martha is that she's not, sometimes Reggae gets a little more stressed being in the intro cage for too long, and she can pace around a little bit, which can upset the babies a little bit, but Martha is very calm in here, much calmer, and it's just a really nice presence for the babies. So this is why the moms correct the babies from being too clingy. Just tell them off, because the babies need to learn to get around by themselves. This is the age where they're getting some strength and coordination, learning how to climb. So it's important that they're not just clinging to the mums all the time. They do, at this age, they have to start to, as they would in the wild, this is the age where they'd start to walk around by themselves and play with the other babies. So it's also natural for the mums to start to move away from them and let them be by themselves a little. So we've got a little visitor here during integration. If you can see the tortoise in the background there. He's come to see what's going on. See you later.
When your sister doesn't listen and you just can't get her over to the food bowl, she needs a little bit of encouragement. Well, these two are doing remarkably well now. I don't know if you remember the earlier videos. We are very worried about these two, or were very worried, but they seem to be doing extremely well at the moment, improving each day. So these, you normally, in all the little ones you get in a year, you get those that you're really concerned about, that are really young, that have little psychological problems and things going on with them. And that's these two little orphans. So they're taking big leaps and bounds, getting used to each other, making friends, and you'll see a little bit of their progress here.
Toni trying to touch Pascall. Pascall's been trying to play with Toni. Very cute. And we found out Toni's actually a boy, not a girl. See that play face there? Pascall. Exploring everywhere. Come on then. Ooh, Toni, what you doing?
Well, as you can see, these two are becoming quite attached to each other and becoming quite good friends. And this is great. So they've pulled themselves out of that depression that they were in. We're not so worried about them anymore, and progress should be a lot better at the moment. So it's nice when you get two little chaps like this getting on with each other and becoming good friends. It just makes the whole process moving over to the next step in Disneyland a lot better. Because they've got somebody else to go with. It's not so much of a shock going out there on their own, and hopefully things will go well from them for them from this point onwards. But so far it's looking very, very good.
Toni's decided to learn to climb today in the branches. His little climbing frame. Seems quite confident today, which is great. He's very vocal. Well done, buddy. Well done. She's worried how he's going to get down, but like the other babies in the wild, then he works it out. And if he's stuck, then Mum comes to rescue him. You okay, bud? Here. A helping hand? There we go. It's Toni just before bed. Doing amazingly well. Just can't believe it's the same monkey.
Well, I suppose that's true with everybody in life. You're trying to go to bed, there's always one that just doesn't want to cooperate. But yeah, you have these two little cuties, basically tired and worn out for the day, getting ready to take a little bit of a nap. Their feeding should be coming up shortly, just to give them a little bit of sustenance. So they're still on like a 2-hourly feeding regime, which we've got to watch. But as I say, sleep at this age, very, very important. So it's a lot of waking up, sleeping, and constantly monitoring them to make sure they're getting in the right intake of milk. But as you can see, they're doing very, very well. We're very happy with the situation, even though they're keeping each other awake.
Pascall and Toni are in Neverland. Pascal's face, you can see it's still crusty, but he hasn't been pulling at it, so hopefully it gives it a chance to heal now. And Toni has just been trying to wake him up. But they sleep better together now. Toni often hugs Pascall, which means that they both sleep better now they have each other. So they can get a bit more rest. And Pascal's now drinking from a normal bottle instead of the small one, which is good. It's the next stage for his progress, for them to move to Disneyland.
Well, we always get asked how little Floki is doing, and as you can see, he's doing amazingly well. He's been a little godsend actually, helping to look after the little ones and comfort them where necessary. Also bringing them a little bit out of their shell. Fantastic little guy. He's progressing every single day, getting better and better, but still needs a lot of physio help to try climbing and things like that. His climbing abilities aren't so good. He certainly can hop around with no problem. Hugs little monkeys where he can, looks after all the little ones where he can. So from that point of view, he's really great. But he still needs a lot of work, and hopefully he'll come right over time. Brew and Poonam, of course, enjoying their food bowl, practically swimming in their bowl if it really comes to that. So the monkeys really, especially the little ones, like all the new foods that are sort of coming out, and we've been very lucky at this time of the year managing to get some mango and things like this, which they're really enjoying with the pawpaw, or papaya as some people know it. So yes, they've really got quite a nice choice of some decent fruits and things that we've been managing to get, which is certainly great. We are hoping to get some lychees later on in the year. We were even lucky to get a whole lot of grapes and things like that. So food-wise, it's been quite fantastic. Food's just been coming in from really unexpected places, and as you can see, the little ones are really enjoying it. And it's also good for them once they're being introduced to make sure they've got full little stomachs. Also helps them settle down a little bit quicker. Well, this is Martha, as you heard earlier on from Mark, saying what a good foster mom she is. She's got Brew and Poonam at the moment, introducing them to the rest of the troop. So we've got all these guys looking on to see how things are going. She's very, very pleased that she's the one that's got them. The little guys have settled down. Look at those little faces. They seem quite content with their new mom. I don't know if they've got too much of a choice, but I think they're getting a little bit tired and wanting to get a bit of shut-eye. So that's why they're cooperating so well. But there we've got the whole troop staring on and looking to see what they can do. Probably all can't wait for this bunch to come out and start playing with them. It's amazing how you see the other moms also trying to participate and getting their hands in to comfort little babies and try to do a little bit of grooming where they can. Here you see her grab the little one's tail and try and get it closer just to give it a little bit of extra comfort there. So just so nice to see how this troop behaves with them and adopts them so nicely. We even got Jethro standing guard there in the background. I don't know if you saw his face. He should pop into the camera any minute now. He's also having a look to make sure everybody's okay and behaving, and chasing those little juveniles off that aren't behaving himself. There just gives one a little bit of throw, says, hey, there's no messing around here. These are the new orphans coming in. So he's standing guard. I think he's also looking forward to getting a new little charge and just seeing what the new ones are looking like. So this troop's going to be fantastic looking after these new little guys, and hopefully it's not going to take too long for them to get acclimatized, really to go out with their mom and enjoy the enclosure. Because we have the rumbling of a crop sprayer going overhead, which scares the little babies a little bit, and of course mom just jumps up a little bit higher for safety, with them hanging on for dear life. The little ones are now interacting nicely with the troop, giving the other moms an opportunity to groom them and get a little bit closer. Even Martha's participating and getting groomed a little bit. So this nice bonds forming so long, which will only enhance the whole experience for them when they get outside. So you can see they're not scared or anything now. Little juvenile's always a little bit cheeky, of course, so that would be one of last year's ones. But of course everybody's eager to have these little ones out there and create the excitement in the enclosure that happens every year when you get little babies, regardless whether they adopted or naturally born babies in the troop. It is a big experience for everybody, and of course this is the thing that actually bonds the whole troop together. The moms always get a little bit frantic after a while, and thus you see her pacing up and down in front of the enclosure, also trying to get out and get a bit of space. This is normally why we have more than one foster mom, so we can interchange them every now and again, just to give them a little bit of a break and then keep their ranking in the troop as well, which is very, very important. So we do try and get a few foster moms in, or moms to look after the babies. It's not always just one. And of course different mothers do select different orphans and get attached to a certain baby more than another one, but they do look after them all equally as well. Of course, this is the best part for us that are integrating these little guys, is seeing them on their way over to the feeding cage and climbing in and getting themselves some milk. This is very, very important because if they don't do this, the integration is not going to work at all. So this is really fantastic to see them actually doing this, and really makes us feel great to see this happening. Well, yeah, we got Jethro again, looking after his charges back at the fence, making sure everything's going fine and that the little ones are okay. He's really a fantastic male, and you don't really get many males actually doing this type of thing. So it is really nice to see him showing a bit of compassion and being there with the others and just making sure all the little ones are settling in okay and doing okay. And the little ones seem to be having a lot of fun with their mom. Yeah, no, so it just really looks like this is going to go down, be a very good integration. Well, it's coming to the end of the day, and Martha's trying to take them up to bed. A lot of strength in these females. You can't believe what they can do. From our side though, thank you everybody for watching. Thanks for becoming members, for subscribing, joining and sharing our channel. We really appreciate it. Clicking on the adverts, that's fantastic. Keep it up, guys. Thank you for your donations. That's what's keeping us going. We wouldn't make it without you, and it is really fantastic what support we got out there. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next video next week. Thanks a lot.